Hey guys, it's Hunter. Welcome back to another video. Usually this is where I'd give a small introduction talking about the guitar and the artist that designed it. This one, I don't really see a need. It's Tommy Thayer, it's Kiss, this guitar is very blue. Let's take a closer look. Alright, I'll be totally honest, I'm not a Kiss person, as in like the band. I've never really listened to that much Kiss. I tried to for this demo, usually, especially for signature models, I at least try to get in the same ballpark vibe-wise as the artist that inspired it. Ruined my Spotify recommendations with Kiss, just wasn't for me. So that's a shame, but while I wasn't a huge fan of the music, I am a huge fan of this guitar. And before we get into the meat of it, I'd love to give a shout out to Corey Bruce and the rest of the amazing patrons that make this content possible and keep the channel going. I've mentioned it in the last couple videos, I'm bringing on a video editor or two. They're not cheap, but I want to dedicate more time to stuff like the project builds, but I want to make sure you still get your weekly gear demo and Agufish and all that. So I'm not making any money off of Patreon, it all goes back into the channel and paying the team. I know that's something people like questions about, like what is my pledge actually going towards? Basically making more and better content, like there's a ton of interesting guitars to cover this year, and you get bonus perks, like tabs to every demo track like the one you just heard. So if you want to join the Patreon community as well and support the expansion of the channel, link is in the cards. And now let's get into the review. Epiphone and Tommy Thayer have a long history. There was the 2012 Spaceman Les Paul. Last year, there was the limited edition White Lightning Explorer. Side note, it's not in production anymore, but there seems to be a fair few still floating around that you can pick up at blowout prices at the moment. Point is, this Les Paul isn't the first Tommy Thayer signature Epiphone is made, but it is clearly the most eye-catching. It's nicknamed Electric Blue, and yeah, I agree with the name. It's very, very blue and very sparkly. It's taken a lot of the same visual cues from Thayer's last signature White Lightning Explorer: chrome-colored pickup rings, mirror pickguard, engraved nickel truss rod cover. Algin's told me that on the prototype, Epiphone actually went through about 80 bucks worth of glitter. Now, glitter is not expensive. 8 bucks gets you a pound of glitter on Amazon. So 80 bucks, that should give you some idea of how sparkly this thing is in real life. If it's not clear from the B-roll, like that's a fuckload of glitter. It is everywhere, not just the top. It's on the headstock, the sides, the back, the neck. This being a Les Paul standard, there's not even back binding to get in the way. And these aren't wimpy sparkles like a metallic finish. These are some sizable glitter flakes. So, you know, this is a pretty stealthy guitar. It's funny, a lot of signatures lately have been going in the complete opposite visual direction. You know, like more subtle, more low-key, tempting to everyone, whether they're a fan of the artist or not. Meanwhile, this one just sucker punches you straight in the eyeballs. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, usually I like the subtle finishes, but I kind of love how unapologetically over the top this is. Blue lightning indeed. Though under all the sparkle and flash, the specs are pretty traditional. Like I said, this one's based on a Les Paul Standard, single bound mahogany body with a maple top, mahogany neck with slim taper 60s profile, Indian laurel fingerboard. Side note, I am super happy to see that with all these new Epiphones that proper maple caps are becoming more common, if not the standard. Like on a lot of the old ones, it was usually you'd have a full mahogany body, then maybe a veneer. In 2020, Epiphones are coming with proper maple caps. And a hard maple cap on a Les Paul just feels right. 12-inch fingerboard radius, 24 3/4 inch scale length, 22 medium jump of frets, everything that makes a Les Paul a Les Paul. Even the Indian Laurel, granted it's not rosewood, but it does feel like it. It's the same color and basically the same feel, little grain holes and all. Now this is one of those Les Pauls developed during the weird transition phase from the old headstock to the new old whatever Kalamazoo one, but if you look, the electric blue doesn't have either of those. This has a more traditional Epiphone headstock, the same one found on the Casino, the Riviera, or the DC Pro. And something similar was on the first Secret Muse prototypes I saw at Summer NAMM. All I'm gonna say on that is I'm glad they dropped that idea and went to the Kalamazoo headstock instead. The old one has a soft spot in my heart, but the Kalamazoo is way better than this one on a Les Paul at least. That being said, I don't know if it's because this one is so blindingly sparkly, but it actually kind of works on the electric blue. I'm like distracted by how weird and elongated it looks on a Les Paul. I'm pretty sure it's been weight relieved because while it's got the full chunky Les Paul body with a carved maple cap, it's kind of on the lighter side when it comes to Epiphones, and it plays really well too. A couple of the more recent Epiphones I've had on the channel, like the Old Glory Les Paul Custom or the Slash Firebird, they had a couple of weird fret things and little finish imperfections. They were okay, but not really great representations of the standard Epiphone strives for. This shows what Epiphone can do. Nice little frets, no sharp ends, decently polished. Obviously, it's not a custom shop model, it's an $850 import, so don't expect Michelangelo's David or whatever in fretwork form, but nothing major or even minor to complain about. The fingerboard binding has also been rounded a bit. This is becoming more common on well-made import models. A couple of years ago, you'd get a new guitar and the fingerboard edges would be sharp. Like they felt like they were really rushed off the production line. And after playing it a while, the edges would wear down, it was more comfortable. Now, they come like this already, and it feels so much better. The neck's got a slim taper 60s profile, so it's a nice, regular, comfortable neck. Not a giant baseball bat or anything. Grover Rotomatic tuners and a very nice Graphtec nut keep this thing in tune. Great nuts. This combo is standard across all Epiphones now, which is awesome. Also love the position knob indicators on the blue top hat control knobs. So obviously blue is a theme, and in fact even the included hard case is, you guessed it, blue. Feast your eyes. Look at this fucking thing. Weirdly though, the colors don't match the guitar. The blue is a little lighter and the latches are brushed instead of shiny, but that's just an observation. It doesn't take away from how obnoxiously cool this guitar continues to be at every turn. Even the Seymour Duncan JB in the bridge has blue bobbins. It's not exclusive to just this guitar, but it is very uncommon and usually only available as a custom option. And it's actually paired with another JB in the neck, okay? I haven't seen this pickup combo before, so let's hear what it sounds like by itself. I'm running this through my Marshall DSL 100H. It's going into the 2 Notes Torpedo Live, Lancaster 4x12 Mesa IR for the dirty, then a Tweed 2x12 IR for the clean. The JB. A classic bridge pickup. It's been on the channel a number of times too because it is so popular. And it is so versatile for anything rock related. Tommy Thayer uses it in Kiss. It used to be Willie Adler's go-to set for years in Lamb of God. Everyone's got their preferences, but the JB is one of those dependable pickups you know is gonna work no matter what the gig is. That being said, I'm not sure how I feel about it in the neck position. I guess it is cool because it's uncommon, but I still think I prefer something warmer like a 59. But again, just personal preference. So let's be real, not many people are gonna get to the end of this review. You probably decided by the first 15 seconds, actually probably not even that long, you probably decided by the thumbnail whether or not you were interested in this guitar. It is undoubtedly one of the flashiest production Les Pauls I have ever seen. Looking at it is like looking at space, and it's fucking great. And that's not all. It plays great, it sounds great. Please make a pink version. And look, Epiphone is making big moves this year. And even though this galactic glitter bomb of a guitar may not be your thing, it is an indication of where Epiphone is going this year in terms of quality and consistency. This is a really fun, well-made instrument. It's the same one that Tommy Thayer uses for sold-out arena tours. If not this one, I still suggest you take a look at what Epiphone's doing this year. As an Epiphone fan, this makes me very excited to check out the rest of the 2020 lineup. So if you enjoyed this video, do me a favor and hit the like button. These are of course just my opinions and I'd love to know what you think, so let me know in the comments. Subscribe and hit the notification bell if you haven't already, that really helps out. Thanks to Sam Ash for making this guitar available for the review and to Luke for mixing everything. Social media, merch, and Discord server links are in the description. As always, thanks so much for watching. You've been awesome and I'll see you for the next video.